Okay, we're live. Can you hear me?
We made it.
I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yep, I can hear you too. Okay, good.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Decanted. This is Julie, and this is Amy, my friend. Oh, that's funny. Going the wrong way on my screen. Amy. We are doing a little holiday Facebook Live for you. We have had two starts and stops because the audio wasn't
Yeah.
working. So we
And we
have
have
our
wine.
wine, and we are drinking as we are trying to go live for you with this holiday edition. So I am wearing this ridiculous outfit. I had to borrow my holiday sweater from my daughters, but I'm doing it for you guys because, you know, I
I got
want
jingly
to.
earrings on. That's the best I could do. Sorry.
And Amy looks very nice because she's going out, and I look like this because I've been shopping all day. So we hope you guys will take a minute and get to meet Amy, who is part of our Decanted group. She and I are actually both in the Cincinnati area. And so we thought we would kind of just give you a little bit of information about what we're doing down here in Cincinnati. And Amy is the fabulous person who has pretty much jump-started all of our efforts down here. So
Yeah.
Amy can tell you about the group that she started and what she did after 2016. So just give us the background, Amy.
Okay. So after 2016, we were all depressed and despondent and angry and sad. And I was talking to a lot of my friends in the Mason area. And most of you probably know it's super red here. There's not very many progressives in this area, although that's changing. And I had just spoken to a lot of friends who were just so depressed, and they kept saying one word that, they just felt so isolated in this area. They feel like they just were alone. And I had, volunteered on a few presidential campaigns and knocked doors. So I knew, yes, we were a minority in Mason in terms of being liberal or progressive minded people, but I knew we weren't like alone. So I decided to start a private online group and invite all of my friends in the area that I knew were progressive and all these women that I was talking to who were so depressed, and to try to create a social connection among these people so they wouldn't feel so isolated. And so we could, have friends and people for support and create new friendships and just try to, get through those really difficult times with other like-minded people. So I added maybe like 18 people on the first day, and like in less than a month, we had 100 people. Around that time is when Julie joined and reached out to me soon after, offering, because initially when we started, it was purely for social reasons. We just wanted to help people cope. And then immediately, though, it became exceptionally grassroots. It was very organic. People were posting every day something they were doing, postcards, protests, making calls. People were always doing that. And when Julie joined, she saw that and reached out to me and said, hey, this is really something. I think that we could maybe leverage this a little bit more. And that was probably, when do you think we first talked, Julie? Like January, February, something like that, I think.
Probably. I was looking to do something similar. Like I was in the same mindset as you. And I was looking to like a Pantsuit Nation group or trying to figure out something when I don't even remember someone said to me, hey, this lady, Amy Mercer, has started this and added me. And I was like, oh, this is exactly what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, and I think we've told this story to some people, but we didn't know each other. I didn't know basically substantially all the people in this group that I'm now really close with, who we do a lot with. I did not know a single one of them prior to 2016. So,
Same. I mean, I didn't know, like, I knew a lot of people but most of our core group of like activists and organizers, I didn't know any of you guys, like, until we met through this group, and we lived in the same town for a lot of years.
yeah, and I think we were all a little surprised at how many people wanted to join and how quickly it grew.
Yeah.
And just everybody was like, I thought I was alone. I thought I was
Yeah.
alone. And so to see this
Yeah.
group. But then Amy also has been our strategist of like, okay, let's get off of just Facebook and let's do something more active. So what other things have gone on?
So there were, I do want to give a shout out to the women that started, like right away. There was like a postcard group that meets still to this day every Tuesdays at Panera, and they write postcards. They, sign petitions, they do anything and everything, keep people informed. Sometimes candidates show up. And a lot of those women started the Unity Mason group, and that was really the first sort of group to sprout out of our private group. And that's a group here in Mason that really embraces the diversity and the cultural diversity that we have in our community. And it was formed around the time of Charlottesville to try to push back on any hate that might come to our community.
And that was
And
totally that's totally nonpartisan, non-political.
nonpartisan and non-political, but just like a very visible group that says we embrace who we are as a diverse community. And then in April, we started our PAC, Organized Progressives Standing United, and that's a state level political action committee. Julie, again, has been really involved in that, along with these other core group of women that we work with a lot that are on the board. And in our first, we launched in April of 2018. AFTAB kicked us off. He was super surprised to see the volume of women at this bar that we took over, and we introduced our state rep, Nikki Foster, and our state Senate candidate, Sarah Bitter, at those, and announced that we would be fundraising to support both their campaigns. And after that, after I was taken aback by the support that was in Mason in particular, that's when he kind of deemed us the pissed off Mason moms. A lot of people refer to us as that because all the meetings and everything he went to after that, he's like, wow, you should see these pissed off Mason moms in Mason. They rented an entire bar, to kick off their new PAC. So that was pretty cool. And we raised about $11,000 that year and turned it around to state reps and a lot of the state level candidates. And then the second group we just launched in August, which I'm really, really excited about, is the Mason Deerfield Township Democratic Club. So both of this, the PAC and the Democratic Club, are a way to get people from this private group where they're making all these personal connections out into the public and activated and organized and working toward turning Mason blue. And that is the express purpose of our group, the Mason Deerfield Township Democratic Club. Our logo is we're here, we're loud, we're proud, join us, it's time, because we know that even though we have like 500 people in this online private group, there's hundreds more people in Mason that are looking for progressive minded people or Democratic Club or something that they can align with rather than the overwhelming conservative vibe that they have here. So we're just trying to be a beacon to draw additional people that we haven't even found yet into the group.
Yeah, for those of you who don't live in like a red area, which I know in Ohio a lot of you do, but there are places that are not. It's kind of hard to understand how hard it is to be a progressive or a non-Republican in these areas, and how people feel really isolated, and they actually are almost scared to say they are. They don't want to make friends mad or neighbors mad. So we just decided that Amy was the one who came up with this idea that we needed to do this club. And I think our idea was just, we need to be visible and we need to say, we're here and it's okay to be here. You're not alone, strength in numbers. And I'm really proud, Amy and Nalini, who chair and vice chair this, because, our first meeting, we thought we'd have 30 people and we had 60. We had standing room only, and it was actually kind of crazy. We weren't.
Yeah, it was really surprising. It was fun to be surprised.
Yeah, and it's just grown, and so it's been really well attended, and I have actually met people doing other political stuff, and I've mentioned to them, they're like, oh, I'm from Mason, but I've moved away. And I'm like, hey, do you know we have this club? And they are literally shocked when they hear that, because they just never thought that would happen where we live. So
we just saw AFTAB, and he was really shocked when we told him. We saw him downtown at a rally. Yeah, and we told him that we had 70 people in Mason show up for, and he was like, are you kidding me? So that's pretty great.
Yeah. So it's been great. So tell us, I would like to know, so we've done a lot. We've had fundraisers, we've had these meetings, we've met people, we've done things for candidates. So out of all of that, what is your favorite memory or your favorite event, or what's your favorite thing that's
a tough one. When we launched the PAC, that was really fun because there was just so much energy. It was a lot of work culminated into that launch by you and our friends that are on the board. I mean, we had, Karen was working on logos. We had people, Laura was getting Act Blue set up, and it was a lot of work. So the party was really fun because it was a big crowd. It was an enthusiastic crowd. But I think that the the Democratic Club launch is my favorite moment because I was just so happily surprised that people were walking through the door who we didn't already know. And there were so many of them. And then when we started asking them how they found out about it, there was a lot of different ways that they found out about it. And I just really, probably for the first time in, like, not the first time, but it was the largest amount of hope I'd felt in a single day since 2016, and it really re-energized me personally going into 2020.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was one of my favorite. And then what you already referenced with, we were at an event and AFTAB was, when he was running for office, and we did not know he was calling us the pissed off Mason moms, but
Yeah,
he used it at a fundraiser that I happened to be at. And it was fun to be such a
that's
part
right.
of the congressional candidates like fundraising campaign,
Yeah.
talking about enthusiasm in the suburbs. And so, I mean, I loved all of this, but that moment to me stood out that, like, oh my gosh, our efforts have made us now part of this congressional campaign.
I
Um,
know.
I thought that was really awesome. But
I know when we even set up, when I was talking to the guy who's hosting our website, even in one of the emails, that's how he referred to us, as the Mason pissed off mom. And I had to say, oh, no, no, this is, a Democratic club. We have an official name.
so is your so I think I was going to ask you, what are you most proud of, which is kind of similar to your favorite event, whatever, but what are you
Well,
most proud
that was easy. That was an easy question. The answer came to me right away. It's the single thing that I've been most proud of since we started our private group online. And it's just that our group is 93% women. And whenever somebody wants to do something, it's just like so organic, and people just do stuff, like that's what women do when we're together. If there's something that needs to be done, somebody just picks it up and runs with it, and other women go with her and support. And we've just seen that 100 times since this group started. That's the way the pack started. Wasn't started by any single individuals. Everything we've done as a group of people, and people just like individually want to do something, so they'll start it online and post about it in the group, and other people will chime in and say, oh, I can help you do this, I can help you do that. And I just think it's really cool how much has been accomplished through just this organic way of people coming together, pitching in, and just keeping their eye on the end ball and doing whatever they need to do as a part of the team to get stuff done. I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, I think I'm proud of that too. And I hope other groups around Ohio feel that. I feel partly is because we all kind of share the same values about wanting to support everybody in our communities and make everybody feel included and important. And,
Yeah.
for example, we had a woman in our group who used to she collected holiday gifts for disabled adults, and she did it every year. And
Yeah.
she posted something online that upsetted one of her friends who was not of her political persuasion, and that person pulled their support. And anyways, long story short, she kind of posted how she was upset because she really was trying to fill all of these requests for people who needed it. And like our group she posted that, and then within like 10 minutes, all of her gifts had been filled. Like everybody in
Yeah.
our group just stepped up. So whether it's like having an event that you want to do, or whether it's writing postcards, or whether it's helping on the campaign, you're right. Everybody just steps up, and everybody has their own skill set,
Yeah.
which I think is amazing. So like some of us write really well. Some of us are really good at money. Some of us are really good at organizing. Some people have contacts in the community because of their jobs.
We have designers and that do logos and
Yeah.
website and social media. It's just like
I
wherever your strengths are, people are raising their hand and pitching in.
Right. All these women have a skill set that's useful somewhere that can be plugged in. And I feel like this group's just made sure everybody's got a spot and everybody can do something and be included. And so, yeah, I love being around all of these ladies. I think they're amazing. So
It's inspiring, really, every day. That
yeah,
you're motivating and inspiring.
yeah, and very empowering. It's better, you can sit on Twitter and yell about everything, but
Exactly.
if you're doing something, even if we're not 100% successful all the time, we are doing something, and
Right.
it feels much better than yelling on social media.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So do you have any New Year's resolutions, whether it's for
Uh,
organizations or just for you?
I think I gave up New Year's resolutions a long time because I'm a terrible failure at them every year. But I think next year's 2020, it's a huge year. I think I'm just going to resolve to take the year one day at a time. Keep plugging away, just giving 110% every day towards the end goal and taking it as it comes without being negative or without being too optimistic. Just getting down to work.
Okay, so we are having people watch us. I'm checking it out. So
Oh,
hi
good.
to Jenny and Stephanie and Michelle and Misty who are watching at least,
Hi, guys.
and Jenny, who is one of our ladies down here, said that the support is amazing and that we are the Mason Moms group for sure. All right, the last question. We have our wine. It's almost for us Christmas. What are you going to serve? What's on your table?
I am going with the Rosé Brut. I'm a big fan of champagnes and sparkling wines. So anytime there's any kind of celebration, that's what goes in my fridge. What about you? What are you doing?
I'm a white girl, so I'm really into that apothic blend.
Yeah.
So I bought that at the store today. So that's going to be what I'm going to be having. So, all right. Well, we'll let Amy
Cheers,
go.
everybody.
Party. Yeah, we'll say cheers. Cheers, to
Cheers.
everybody. Clink. Can I clink?
Yep, clink.
Everybody have a wonderful holiday, no matter what you celebrate,
Yep.
and we will just get after it again in the new year. So enjoy your time with your families, and if anyone needs anything, reach out to this group because we're all fabulous, and like Amy said, we all are here to help each other. So,
Yep.
okay, thanks.
Thanks, Julie.
Have fun. Bye, everybody.
Bye.